Long ago, when the world was new and animals still whispered to the people, there was a creature known only in dreams, a shadow that moved like a cat, but flew like a bird. The elders called it Mishikawas, the feather cat, because it crept silently through the night, eyes glowing amber, body covered in feathers, softer than mist, with tufts on its head that looked like feline ears. But it was no cat at all. It was an owl spirit, an ancient guardian of children, dream walkers, and secret paths in the forest. It would appear to those whose hearts still straddled the world between waking and sleeping, between what is and what might be. The New England woods were full of wonders to the pioneer. Little Metacomet delighted more and more to bring to Susan Barley things that would most surprise her. Susan's way of lifting her hands and staring upward as in amazement greatly delighted the Indian boy. It pleased Roger as much as himself. He once brought her a bunch of yellow moccasins, or yellow ladies' slippers, which so surprised her that she said that these new parts must be near to heaven, and caused her to kiss the boy's hand. He brought her once a bouquet of fringed gentian, which so pleased her that she rubbed noses with him, greatly to his delight. He brought her also the ghost flower, or the Indian pipe, which she was almost afraid to touch lest something should happen. The Indians claimed that the Indian pipe would cure fits. It grew everywhere in the marshy woods. He brought her honeysuckles from the gray rocks. Susan Barley had a cat of which was a wonder to the little boy. It was Roger's playmate brought from oversea. The cat would nestle up to Metacomet and purr and purr and purr. "The Indians have cats," said he. "They are feathered. Me find one for you." Roger laughed, while Susan raised her hands and uplifted her eyes in wonder. "A feathered cat," said she. "What do you think of that? I would shut my eyes." "Me go bring you one," said Metacomet. He went out into the trails and forest ways. Then, the day after, he came back again, holding something to his breast. He put this feathered something into Susan's hand. She held it out. It was alive and seemed all eyes. "It has big eyes," said Roger, "but somehow it don't seem to see." "It sees in the night," said little Metacomet. "Then it must be bewitched," said Susan. She laid it down on a mat, and it lay there as if it had lost all power of motion. The cat went to wonder at it. It snapped and spit. The cat started away. "What is it?" asked Roger. "What funny thing of the forest can that be?" "It is a feathered cat." "It is an owl," said Susan. "It does see in the night. It is all feathers. Look, look." She ruffled the bird's feathers. "It has no body to speak of," said she. "Roger, go get a cage for the feathered cat, and we will tame it. What does it eat?" "Mice," said Metacomet. "Then the kitten shall catch mice for it," said Roger. "The kitten might catch the owl," said Metacomet. The owl began to swell its feathers and looked as big as an eagle. "Or the owl might catch the kitten," said Susan. "I am going to get a mouse when the dark comes, and let the fur kitten and the feathered kitten eat together." So Susan in this land of wonders brought up the owl and the kitten together. But one day the owl was gone, the feathered cat had flown away, and it never came back again. She watched the sky, though she could barely see him now, just a shadow in the light of the moon. She knew he would not return. Somewhere deep in the forest he would make a home of his own. The time they shared was not meant to last forever, only long enough to be remembered. And she would remember. For as long as the candle glowed and the moon still rose, she would remember.